What's going on? Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is your brother Chief Flying Eagle Ra Elohim, the Black Identity Slayer. All right, now I'm gonna show you a video with a sister talking, and I'm not gonna be too hard on her, okay? Because I could tell she's nervous. I could tell she's just getting into the information. So I'm gonna have a little bit of compassion, right? As you can see, the title of this video, it's a very sensitive subject. And a lot of people who call themselves FBAs, y'all gonna try to come for me, but don't. Please don't. Because like I told y'all before, I stand on law and in law. You dig? I'm here to get you on the right track. So do me a favor. Get your emotions out of this and see things for what they are. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Let's listen to what she's saying. Okay? Pay attention.
Family, just wanted to pop in real quick and give a quick update. It looks like FBAs are going closer to getting the reparations and the recognition that we have been seeking in terms of being a delineated um, ethnicity of people. Um, FBAs stand for Foundational Black Americans, also stands for um, Indigenous um, Indians, and also Black Indians. Freedmen also stands for Black Americans. So there are a lot of different categories, and the reason why it is so significant to narrow it down so that it encompasses a lot of.
All right, so I'm gonna stop here. As you could see, the sister is reaching, and she's trying, but apparently she's just coming into the information, so she's misguided. So I'm not going to be too hard on her. All right, but I'm going to tag her in this video, and hopefully she receives it with the love that I'm sending. Now, my beloved sister, you said a couple of things that's contradictory, right? You sound like the Bible. So many contradictions in there, but yet still people try to let it make sense. You dig? You said a couple of things, that FBA stands for Foundational Black Americans. I get it. But there's no such thing as a Black American. You also said that they are descendants of slaves, right? Well, I'm not sure if she said that. Let me listen to that again. Hold on.
Family, just wanted to pop in real quick and give a quick update. It looks like FBAs are going closer to getting the reparations and the recognition that we have been seeking in terms of being a delineated um, ethnicity of people. Um, FBAs stand for Foundational Black Americans, also stands for um, Indigenous um, Indians.
Okay, so here we go, right? FBA cannot be indigenous Indians, my sister, because they are descendants of slaves from Africa. An African could never
So,
be an American. All right, so pay attention.
Black Indians, freedmen.
So she didn't say enslaved Africans, but just saying freedmen, that's what it insinuates. There's no such thing as Black Indians. All right. So let me go to the FBA website. Hopefully, the sister will be able to articulate herself a little better when she sees this information. Okay. Now, I'm not the one saying this. I'm going to the FBA website. Okay. www.officialfba.com. I'm not the one saying that. Foundational Black American. This is their website. What does it say? FBA history. I'm not the one making this up. So don't get mad at me. Go talk to your founder, your creator, the one that says, even on the website, he says there's no leader. So basically, he's telling you you are actually on your own, but do me a favor, support the merchandise. All right. So this is all about business. You feel me? Check this out. Foundational Black Americans, FBA, are proud descendants of Black men and women, okay, who endured and survived one of the greatest atrocities in human history, American slavery. But there was so-called slavery all over the Americas, right? But why is it only designated to people in the United States? That's the first question. These resilient ancestors built the United States from the ground up. Like I said before, that's not true. All the establishments and buildings were already here that were literally built by my ancestors, the original indigenous people, American Indians of the land. All right. Now, the site says laying the foundation for the nation's economic, political, and cultural development. By making that statement, you are telling me that we didn't have the most vast, okay, civilizations on earth. We always did. So that's an incorrect statement. It's not true. Okay. However, the rich history of FBA did not begin in 1619 with the arrival of enslaved people in Virginia. So he's saying that, or the site is saying that the history of FBA, Foundational Black Americans, did not start in 1619. It began nearly a century earlier. So he's basically saying that, yes, we did come, but we came earlier. Here's the proof. In 1526, Spanish colonizer Lucas Vanquez de Leon brought the first documented enslaved Black people to the shores of what is now South Carolina and Georgia coastline. So you're saying that you came. So if you came, how can you be indigenous to the Americas? If you came, how can you be an Aboriginal? If you came, how can you be an American Indian? You're doing the same thing that these natives are doing. They came, but they claim to be the original people. You're doing the same thing that the so-called whitey that you hate so much is doing. They came, but they still call themselves Americans. Okay? Shortly after their arrival, these enslaved Black people courageously revolted against their captors, leading to the collapse of the Spanish settlement. The surviving Spaniards, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Since the defining moment in 1526, the culture and identity of foundational Black Americans have been deeply rooted in building resilience, etc., etc., etc. He also says that it's important to know that foundational Black American is not a group or an organization, and it has no designated leader of FBA. All right. So if it's not a group, it's not an organization, what is it? He's basically telling you you don't exist. And he's absolutely correct. You can't say he didn't tell you. You did. Because Black means anyone from Africa. Okay, that's what Black means, according to the United States. You are from Africa and you are not designated to any original land or original people. FBA is telling you this is not a group or an organization. There's no designated leader. You feel me? It's a lineage-based designation that's specifically refers to 43 million. No, that means you're including American Indians and original indigenous people who are not Black. So my people, like I said, this is a very touchy subject. And the truth of the matter is the majority of the people who call themselves FBA, they are actually American Indians. They're actually original indigenous people, but they are confused. You cannot be an American Indian and be from Africa at the same time. You cannot be from Africa and be an American Indian. All right. If you came at some point, that means you came. So you're not American. You are a United States citizen. And I've given examples on many occasions. If you take a lion from Africa and you brought it into the Americas 1,000 years ago, and that lion happened to have baby lions, it doesn't matter how long they've been in the Americas, they cannot be American lions. They will always be African lions born in the Americas. So they're always native and indigenous to Africa. So a word of advice to all FBAs, give it up. Okay? Give it up, because it's not going to work out well for you within the system. If you know you're indigenous, give it up. If you know you're American Indian, give up the black identity. I'm telling you this for your own good. I'm not telling you that you are not indigenous. I'm not telling you that you're not American Indian. However, if you call yourself foundational Black America, then you are not from the Americas. You are actually African, born in America. So therefore, African American suits you very well. This is for your own good. It's for your own benefit. All right. So just wanted to make sure that the sister clearly gets that, because I could see in her eyes that she's seeking. She's nervous. She wants the truth. She thinks she's speaking the truth, but she's not. An African could never be an American. An American could never be an African. It is really that simple. Okay? A leopard cannot change its spots. So it's an oxymoron to call yourself foundational Black American in one sentence, and in the next two sentences you're talking about you indigenous to the Americas and you're American Indian. It doesn't make sense. It is impossible. All right? Peace. Correct your status. Even you, FBAs, you need to correct your status. It's either you're going to be African, born in the Americas, or you're just going to be American. There's no such thing as a Black American or a Black Indian.